watching it?
That sucks. Well, if I get played that, yeah.
You should watch it.
I don't watch war anime.
What do you mean? I thought you liked.
They're always like,
Can you check
is this guy really
the
bad,
stream?
or is this guy really and actually a good guy? If all his soldiers died in the war.
English.
Mean?
Check if you can see this first. Abdurrahman, you're talking. Yes, he's talking. The mic is on. Oh my god, this back problem is not leaving me.
يلا I want Yahya. I want no subtitles.
Why?
Maybe once of those.
Okay, حط English to hear the subtitles.
Let me see. Okay, is this okay, perfect.
ايش هو انت عامل ستريمينج؟
Yeah.
او انا حلعب وانا
That's
ستريمينج على
easier.
البتاع؟
The thing behind you is the هذا.
طب
Tariq, look
Put
behind you.
subtitles, put subtitles.
Tariq, look behind you. No, the other behind you. Tariq, look to your left. Right there.
Have you played it? Yeah, no, you haven't.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
What is this?
That is the مكيف.
How do I turn it on?
Figure it out, Tariq.
That's a
لا, don't do that. Oh, he's not. ما بيصعد معك because we did everything from scratch. This is legit. So make it. Yeah, far right. Perfect. Okay, yes. I think the time is where he starts getting. Are you for real?
No. The time is 5.
Well, he actually doesn't care, by the way. He just, if you enter it multiple times. طب عبد الرحمن يا طارق close the window over there.
I am being attacked.
زين let's just see عبد
Okay.
الرحمن.
What
تعال
do
بس.
I do next?
طارق تعال. طارق get
اوكي
over here.
حطوا تويتش على.
We did.
The end is never the
Someone
end.
to
The
put
end is
Twitch.
loading. Never the end.
طارق put
Are you
someone-
sure you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Just.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Yo, Stanley's happy.
And then
so
one
I'm
day,
not
something
like
very
unhappy.
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Go out.
If you get hit.
By the way, you can lock it down.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
الفايلات بتاعت الناس كلها فاضية ولا ايش؟ We can steal someone's identity هنا.
كهرباء.
Be specific. Where's the house?
يا عمي اسكت خلاص انا الحمد لله.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
ما تفتح هذا وايد. The painting is okay. يعني it could have been better, but yeah, like تحس إنه it's like raining clouds. You know what I mean?
يا عمي يلا اخلص.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let me play the game. I'm exploring, yo. Seriously.
Let him explore.
Ay. 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 Same room. Let's not the same room. Okay, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Out of the tiger in the. Oh, he left? Then we go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, I got up. Yo, there's no. I'm gonna close that computer. Ooh.
12?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here in the... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
After I died, I'm leaving right now. Like somebody's following you, Stanley. So and then I'm like, look at me. I can't find anybody, but then just keep saying.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
No, but I can go on this thing.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Not gonna let you go back. You have to keep this. You have to change. Wait a minute.
There's gotta be a way.
Hi, Steph.
I wanna go على the middle.
Yes.
I wanna go على middle هنا.
Technically, you're supposed to.
I should have, right?
Yeah.
Dang it.
No, that's what I think. Yeah, but.
There is a way he can do that.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I don't know this person. I'm
The door, right open? Oh, I see, I see, I see.
Yep.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness. Is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Actually, never went through this. That was just a disappointment. Oh, they had it.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Open the door. You actually see Stanley. You actually see Stanley.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
There are actual glitches going on. Oh, wait, check them. Everything looks
Two things in one. Go back. Forcing it to loud. Possibilities.
Yo, this sucks.
ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
Go shift easy. It's either we play or we don't play.
What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Shut it down يعني وانا يفرق معايا.
I have to. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Fall up inside, you think.
Wait.
Man, we watch the slideshow. How dare you? Everyone is unique. You most of all. Number of slides.
They've never watched the whole slideshow.
Hey.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh my god, they stop you from putting it down. This is gonna be a different ending. Even though you go to the bathroom. Never had this ending. What?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code. Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver
Night
right
Shark
there on the wall.
115.
Try again.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You
Night
didn't mishear
Shark
me, did
115.
you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Press on this receiver. Hold on.
Night Shark 115.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Show the Stanley.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything
We're done?
all right?
That's you.
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
The end is never the end. It's just, the end is never the end.
Go out, see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's up, Gamer Nation? This is your
What do you want? Oh, you can see the press.
yeah. By the way, this headset doesn't work. Oh?
Maybe just
No.
I mean, sure.
It still doesn't work.
But it said something here. Stop saying it.
Huh? Oh, wait again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Where's the mop bucket at? I'm guessing the
There
mop
was
bucket
nothing
is
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered losses, then that's what the boss.
Green bathroom.
Okay. Did it. في جيجي في الحمام really? But I just can't find it. Eh?
Try closing the door.
I don't think there's.
Nothing?
No, it's open when you were in the bathroom. Why is it?
Still no.
I don't think it's. It's open when you قفل. Open it again when you were in the bathroom. You triggered. Alright, alright.
استنى oh. استنى
This game is gonna take forever, huh?
عشان عشان everybody's gonna take his sweet time.
This game is all taking your sweet time.
What? I never opened this door. It was always closed. But I thought I'll pull it down.
I don't know, they're different colors. This is a long ride.
Nothing happens? You're kidding me?
I bet you there's a sequence to do that work.
You have to press it and then.
It's not useless.
It's elevator.
Yeah, it's not useless. I bet you there's a sequence you can do. I don't think you can. Yeah. But like, I'm pretty sure there's a sequence you can do. Oh? There has to be. Yeah, I'm gonna wait like 1 minute. How was your day, guys? It's like, I don't know, I just like glitching. Makes me feel like I can glitch the game. Wait, what if I click up and then click down? Oh. wait, whoa. يحيى انت شايف الويندوز؟ شايف الويندوز in the back how they're like black? Then I go up to them and then the color changes. Yeah. I bet you something changed. Senna, what does the door open?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Might as well play some piano while we're here.
I don't know where the hell I am. I can't see anything.
Look around. Not up. Not down. Left to right.
Where am I? Whoa, where am I? What the hell? I'm just moving left. Stanley. Nothing.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Is there a thing there?
As long as you get text confirmation. Oh,
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
actually, type it.
Boob.
Just type it.
I thought boob would work. Yeah. Can I crouch under here? Oh, it's a table, not a vent.
Incredible. Now he's getting back
What?
into the
I clicked
elevator
on the
and
top
going
one.
down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Should I try up one more time ولا خلاص?
It's up to you.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Yeah, that's what thought it.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation
Okay,
and
what
to
was it
move
for?
forward
What
with...
was it again?
No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process. All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my
What was the
worldview
passcode?
for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive. You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises? To have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
What?
You're now in a movie. You go down and up. Nope, that's it. This is it, Tarek. You unlocked a new ending.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Sadly, because you can't see your reflection?
No, but there are endings where you can see Stanley.
The world's healthiest being, Ultrix revealed.
How we did it. The pyramids. The guy who went to Mars.
Yeah, door here now. Damn it, I can't get it. Well, my dream was to go on a red carpet.
Oh, they're just being. Yeah, okay. A baby.
And it-
World peace, baby.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
World's first sentient machine.
Q&A. Wait, what does this one say? Stanley Parable tonight?
Live on stage.
What does that one say? The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Stanley from the Stanley Parable tonight live on stage. Wow, I'm truly amazed. Wait, what? Doing great, a conversation with Alexander the Ish.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud
Probably
of you,
cold for
Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
What does it say? Story with the story. Stanley, me, dad. What ish? I don't know. Wait. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you come from. your co-workers. Okay. لازم تكون the boss's office again. Whoa! Yeah!
Finish it?
You're welcome. I unlocked you an ending. Oh? This one was, come on, I saw it.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Hello. Hi.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Okay. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
No. We're not done.
That's it? That's the ending? Good job. And, Akram.
Yes, it seems like this is the ending. White space. Yes. Yes, this is it. This is just all. This is all I have seen. I don't know if there's anything else here.
Okay. Do you want to begin the game and not mess up this time? Yeah.
That was intentional.
Yeah. With intentional was silly because now you don't lost one attempt. I'm done all my homework.
One attempt. It was like 2 minutes. Everybody else is taking 2 hours.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Hey, new content.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
But I want the new content.
for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Do I just like walk on this here? In the elevator?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay, go inside the circle. Just go in there. Go inside the circle.
All right.
Start.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Begin the game again. Now you have jump forever.
Ah.
Don't go inside the new content because it takes 20 minutes to finish. So we don't have 20 minutes.
But I wanted the funny
Part
ending.
one and a part two.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Press A.
Okay, there's another computer somewhere.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You sure? I missed it. No computer there. Oh, here it is.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Seems
and
like I have
Stanley
more
knew
than the
it
jump
perfectly
circle actually
well.
allows.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No.
Coke.
Stanley knew, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nice.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
It's actually a secret spot. How about this?
Hello.
It's a very tame ending.
Yeah, ventilations. I know this is his event because I saw it on the way over here. Whoa, what is this?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun from so far off the beaten path that it seemed... You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
Let's
Now
go.
I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
We did it.
Souls reference.
Whoa. Freeze the jumping. That is great. Oh my god.
That's what it was, and I heard it was.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because that's a place where it's harder to get there without jumping.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Now, this is how we should have played the game.
I have
Stanley
a
was
feeling
so
it'll go
bad
on the
at
left
following
is where I
directions,
want it,
it's
but
incredible
we'll
he
give it a
wasn't
try.
5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and
Well,
no
jump's
one
gonna
gets
be
to tell him
even
what
worse. No
to
jump
do,
would have been even
Stanley
worse.
left from the
No,
platform
I was
and
trying to
plunged
play
to
I
his
was-
death.
towards the
I know,
Good
I know,
job,
and because I'm
Stanley.
lucky.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I'll do whatever you want.
Give it.
Praise the jumping. I love how they say that.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Go back.
You have these.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new
I know.
content?
Well, the door is closed. You don't know. Yeah, the door is closed. There is one actual meeting because the generator disappears from it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to
Feels the
business,
momentum when I do
Stanley
that.
took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Nope.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now
Which
listen
button can
carefully,
we
this is
interact?
important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Once you go up to
بحاول افتكر which one was it. You know what? Let's just.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
This is Stanley. This is
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map. Because you were never supposed to be here in the first
old
place.
game, this is what you
Broken
want.
rooms, exposed developer
have it.
textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
He added a leaderboard.
Wow.
I'm not sure if it has real names though.
0.02 seconds. Wait. Go back away. Let's look at the bottom. Let's look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Let's see
Wow.
where I am.
98.9% of players are more
This is
attractive than
you.
Stanley.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Look a little left at the button.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
I wanna
And if he
press it a few
reaches the
times.
fire,
You can press
you
it a few times.
fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands
know,
of
but I'm
family
not doing
life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ah, yes.
Let's see. What do we have here?
I saw it.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Whoa!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our
the
backstory?
fire
What is our
thingy.
motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on
Yes.
innocent civilians below you from up high in your
Fire
creep
tower.
tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the
This is not what
experience
I
of
was
total
expecting.
mental
This is new stuff.
depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there. Oh no. No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Oh my gosh. It's Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
Whoa.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally
Oh,
impressed.
it is. It says Rocket League on
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I'm faster.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so... Hold on. What are you doing?
He just leaves you to get stuck here after he puts like so many.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
I'll get the other controls. It's gonna happen soon, guys.
It's not much to do really.
Oh, it's the office. Oh. Purple.
These are the choices.
Oh,
Doors.
I just came from the place he always wanted me to go. So I'm going back to my office for holiday. Ooh. The meaning of life.
Now this is
What
the
is
game of
this?
The 3DS Max.
No, that's... What is this?
Okay,
This...
it's Unity.
It's Unity, I think it's Unity.
It's Unity.
This is the making of the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
all along being the game.
Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
It's useless. So you go exit, and then you shut down the system, and then you leave the area. All right. Okay. Wait, exit.
It used to have Minecraft.
Exit. I want to see something. If he's scared. أول حاجة يلا عشان نعم.
Telega. Should I take a minute?
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Oh, new content?
Anyway.
What does that mean?
Just a new run to it.
content.
I can show you the normal ending. I'm gonna do the normal ending so we can finish the game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh yeah, if I can say something. Watch this. You can start it. Kept going to the
Yet
locker
there
room
was not
in
a
the,
single person
Ahmed.
here either.
he
Feeling a
kept going to
wave
the
of
thing.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I'm just gonna show you the ending and then we're gonna play. Get the other controller. The black controller.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, thought it went this way. Oh, okay, that doesn't close until he goes this way. Yeah, okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
when you jump, you
stunned
have
to
to go
discover
below it,
not
so
an
2,
indication of any human life. What
8,
could it mean? Stanley
4,
wondered aloud to nobody. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
You have the jumper and you have a hat. Anyway, I'm just gonna go. هو البرجر كينج بناعس هناك. Just calm down.
It's food coma.
Calm down. You're gonna see the ending right now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
gotta
Mind
escape, I don't want
Control
to.
Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
you do for your
hold?
man.
Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
got fired.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
all areas
reduced
in
to
the game, by the
images
way.
on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
There's
nothing.
one private. Where is it? That one is private. If I wait long enough, so you can actually see it. But I'm not sure what that means. Like they're all hints, secrets in this area.
This mind control facility, it was
No,
too
it's just the
horrible to
rooms.
believe.
There's
It
some
couldn't
rooms
be
you can't
true.
even
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No, if you jump off here, it's just gonna look.
No. He
The
refused to
game will glitch
believe
out.
it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the
Go.
proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over
Press on, he's
another
gonna kill
human
you, and
life.
he's gonna because you
For
because you're
he
like, oh, you turned
would
evil, I'm gonna have
dismantle
to
the controls
terminate you.
once and for all.
Do you guys even watch this ending?
Why
See,
go for the main ending?
nobody actually watched the main ending. Just watched all the wrong endings.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
This is not a true ending. This is the main ending.
Yes. He had won.
I'll show you.
He had defeated the machine.
I'm gonna
Unshackled
see if-
himself from someone else's
gonna show you what
command.
happened to the puzzle.
Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed
the,
into the
painting,
chamber,
by the way.
he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
I think
And that was all he needed to know. It was
I walk
perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Oh no, I think you have to wait.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility
This is
of
the
the
only
new
area
path
that you lose control
before
of,
him.
Stanley.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And I was waiting for is he's like, oh, somebody's behind you, and then I want to see what that he means.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
and
he
it's
had
never the
simply
end,
missed
huh?
a memo.
This is gonna be all over the screens. Oh, every single screen is gonna have this because it's what do you call it? It has to have something else. So if I go here, I go left.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
quickly.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
And I go this way. I'm on the slideshows.
Yet there was not a
different.
single person here either. Feeling a
Talking about
wave
the
of
same.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
See, he closed it off, so you don't ever touch it again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Here's the
office.
trick.
Okay, I think we all...
See, he's now far away from you. Da da da. Or. See? There's a new door now. And then you just repeat 5 stairs. This ending is amazing with the bucket. We'll just go up 5 times. Well, that's 6 times, I guess. So I did this ending a lot. Just to study it. Did like 5 times, or this is my 6th time doing. Oh, what? Still 60. So you go 7, 3 more.
Can you go off more?
No. This thing keeps the same. It's always 4, 3, 2, which I have why. Maybe. Alright, one more floor. See how they didn't have. Well, you think it's dark, but if you keep going forward. And this is kind of the real ending. Or at least the real ending that you escaped. And I don't think the game likes that, because look what happens next. Oh no, it didn't. At one point the office completely changes.
Well, versus one ending.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Can't. Anyway, let's just, that's it. That's Stanley Parable. Let's end the stream and play King of Fighters.